trying to sway you cause I ain't got all the answers. I'm just trying to convey to you, I be taking some chances. If my shit don't pertain to you, you can check out your man shit. You ain't teach us a damn thing, you ain't give us the game. We was giving you signals, but you ain't give us a lane.
Hi. Welcome to another episode of I Don't Have the Answers, but let's talk about it anyway. I'm your host, Tim, the Answer Man 4, and I want to thank you very much for joining me this week. So, it's Valentine's Day. Social media is full of all these endearing and heartwarming stories about what they did for one another, and all these pictures about gifts that were given and flowers and candy. I thought I'd talk about love tonight too. I wanted to do a little research to make sure I wasn't talking out of turn, so I read many articles and reports, and most of them pointed to the Greek definition of the 8 different types of love. Now, before I dive into them, I'm going to put up some words on the screen right about, here. Of the different types of love, and I'm going to put the Greek words up there. If I happen to butcher a pronunciation, please accept my apology. Don't laugh. Just because you think it's funny, don't laugh. Let's get through this together. We're adults. Anyway, so there's 8 different types of love, and every relationship has more than just one type of love that goes into it. It's like a cake, and these are all just ingredients, and some of them just have a pinch or a dash. Some have a whole heap and helping. But the different types of love and the balance of the different types of love is what makes a successful relationship. So let's start with the first one. The first one is, I believe it's Philia, but it's an affectionate love. It's a love that runs deep in true friendships. And it's without romantic attraction. And it occurs usually between friends or family members. And it's when both people share the same values and respect each other. It's often called brotherly love. And I'm fortunate to be able to share this kind of love with a few people. And it feels good when it's reciprocated. And that bond just gets stronger and stronger. And the ability to have and engage in a deep conversation with a friend is a way to show this kind of love. And being open and honest and trustworthy, and being there when the times are rough, not just when it's a good time to be a friend, you know. Then we move to the next one, which is Pragma, the enduring love. And this one is kind of cool. It's that mature love that develops over time. It's not that first day spark kind of love. It's that unique bonded love that matures over many years, and it's everlasting between a couple that chooses to put equal effort into their relationship. I stressed equal. That's that balance that we're talking about. And some of the ways to show that kind of love is to continue to strengthen the bond over time, and to seek and show effort with your partner. Once upon a time, somebody told me that love doesn't come easy, and relationships don't come easy. That is the truth. I mean, yeah, it could be easy to fall in love with someone. But to be successful, both parties have to put forth the same amount of effort and energy. And it never stops. The energy never stops, because if you're ever going to stop showing that effort or putting that energy into the relationship, why be there? That's all there is to it. Why be there? Then you have Storge, which I probably butchered that one. So it's the familiar love. It's that natural love that flows between parents and children or childhood friends. It's that one that's kind of like, it comes easily and immediately in a parent and child relationship. And cousins. I should know. I've got like 1.5 million cousins. Hey y'all, how you doing? Ways to show this particular type of love is to sacrifice your time or yourself or personal pleasures to be with the other person, to be with that child, be with that cousin, your brother, your sister. Show how much you care with the words that you say. Not necessarily actions, but the words, they have meaning too. The actions don't get me wrong. Showing my love by helping a loved one pack up their furniture and move to another home. That's awesome. So if any of my family wants to do the same in about 4 months, y'all can be awesome too. Anyway, moving right along. That wasn't a plug for us moving, by the way. Then you have Eros. That's the romantic love. That's that personal infatuation and physical pleasure. It's that primal urge to be with one another and it's like a natural instinct. It's passionate. And it's all about a desire to be with another one. And again, that is a very important ingredient in this recipe for a successful relationship. But again, it's not the only one. There's many other ingredients. So, and sometimes this cake or casserole that we're building of a relationship, it does change ingredients. There is a balance that changes over time. So you have to be cognizant of that. We're not going to get into the ways to show this particular type of love because, this is still a family show and I got aunts and cousins that watch this and I don't really want to get into that. Then you have the Ludus or Ludus, not lettuce. It's the playful love. It's that flirting and the whole beginning stages of an intimate love. It's based on emotion and it's childlike and flirtatious and it's just the fun stage. That's that teasing and playful motives and laughter and everything else. And some people think that that's just the beginning stage, but it's important to know that that particular part or that type of love, it goes throughout the relationship. It's important to be able to sprinkle that into your relationship at 10 years, 20 years. It doesn't matter. Like I said, the balance will change. The ingredients will change. The recipe's going to change. But don't forget that it's still a part. It can still be in there. Some of those things that ways that you can show this particular type of love is to flirt and engage in whimsical conversation. Spend time together. Laugh. Laughing is very important. Then you have this next one that's kind of a little bit darker. And this particular kind of love, you usually don't notice that you're exhibiting it or that this is being shared with you. This is one that you don't notice until you're either all the way through it or unless your friends notice it. The observant friends that really care about you. And this one is called Mania or obsessive love. It's that obsessiveness or madness over a love partner. It leads to unwanted jealousy, possessiveness, and codependency. Most cases of obsessive love are found in couples with an imbalance of love towards each other. Remember, I mentioned that a few times. That balance is important. If one is too much, then it could cause this mania. It could cause things to go wrong. You need that little dash of playful and romantic. If not, this obsessive behavior can be damaging. So ways to recognize it and to avoid it is to pay attention and make sure that you realize that you're being obsessive and possessive before you act on it. And it's important to use this next type of love when you do recognize it. And I'm not going to try to pronounce it. You see it on your screen right now because I know that, knowing me, there'd be a Freudian slip and I'd say it the wrong way. But anyway, it's self-love. It's that having a healthy self-compassion love towards oneself. So some people misunderstood the Greek's definition of this particular type of love. And I've read multiple different sites and locations and books that said that this is a very healthy form of love. It comes with acknowledging your responsibility for your own well-being, and it's when you recognize your own self-worth and you don't ignore your personal needs. Now, you still have all the other types of love in there. You still have everything else in your casserole, but you need to have that self-love, because you cannot give out the love and be receptive to the love unless you're willing to love yourself, and you have to know what your worth is and recognize it. So a good way to show this type of love is to create an environment that nurtures your well-being. Take care of yourself like a parent who would take care of a child. Spend time around people who support you. Buy yourself flowers. The next one is agape. That's selfless love. This is like the pinnacle of love. This is the highest form and the highest level. It's basically an empathetic attitude of love for everyone and anyone. Let that sink in. It's a love for everyone and anyone. It's given without expectations of receiving anything in return. And when you offer agape, it's a decision to spread love in any circumstances, including destructive situations. It's like when you notice that something bad is going to happen, you still exemplify love, and you still spread love. It's not a physical act, it's a feeling. This is the kind of stuff that we need more of in our world. It's hard. It is like, there's a reason why the Greeks put so much honor on this particular type of love. It's because it's so hard to attain. We're humans. It's kind of hard to say, I'm going to go out and I'm going to love everyone. There's always the ones that we want to pick and choose. If we have a little bit more agape in the world, I swear that the world would be a much better place to live in. So, why did I go through these 8 different types of love? To be quite honest, it's because I noticed some dark sides in some of my friends. I'm not quite at the point where I can actually come right out and talk to them about it directly, but I'm hoping that by discussing this in this forum, that they may glean a little bit of that information. Hopefully, when I do have the opportunity to confront them with it, then we'll be able to get through this together. So, I've given you guys homework before, and I'm going to do it again. I want you all to take a look at your relationship that you're currently in. And if you're not in one, take a look at the last relationship you were in, and see if you can identify the different types of love that maybe you are exhibiting and your partner was. If you're in a relationship now, see what kind of love you are exhibiting and you're showing to your partner now. And maybe there's different ways that you can tweak that recipe and change the way the cake comes out of the oven. We can't expect to be throwing the same thing every single day and be happy with it. We've got to be able to spice things up a little bit, change the flavor profile. Nobody wants to eat the same thing every day. So I think I've gone all over the board when it comes to metaphors this week, but I hope you get the picture. I mean, because let's face it, relationships is what this is all about. Relationships with yourself, relationship with others, with your family. And without these building blocks, what kind of relationship are you making? But of course, I could be wrong. I don't have all the answers. Thank you very much for joining, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Good night.
The boy is off Broadway.